There are two bets that you need to make for Thursday Night Football this week. I'm Connor Allen for 4 for 4, and this week's matchup is between the Carolina Panthers and Chicago Bears. It could be a total snooze fest, and to be honest, that's why we're betting on it. We need to have some action on it. The Bears are 3.5-point favorites in most spots with a total of 39. The Panthers enter this game at 1-7, and the Bears enter the game at 2-7. It's a funny game, particularly because the Bears received the Panthers' first-round pick in last year's trade to get Bryce Young at number 1 overall. So either way, the Bears are kind of shooting themselves in the foot or winning here, however you want to look at it, potentially for its top pick and the top pick race with Caleb Williams or Drake May. Justin Fields for the Bears is expected to play, but it's not entirely sure yet. So make sure to check on that prior to making any bets. But two bets that are not necessarily related to that. My first bet here, Chuba Hubbard under 45.5 rushing yards. Frank Reich spoke yesterday at a press conference, received a question from a reporter who said Miles Sanders had a pretty good game, especially in the second half last week. Frank Reich nodded and emphatically said, yeah, he did. The reporter asked, will he be back in the starting lineup? Frank Reich answered, Chuba's still the starter, in quotes, but I really see it being a pretty even rotation between the two of those guys and still trying to get Raheem Blackshear involved in a little bit where we can. Sanders has been banged up this season and was inactive in week 6, had a bye, then saw 2 carries and then 6 carries last week with a big second half. It seems like Reich and offensive coordinator Thomas Brown are not necessarily set on Chuba Hubbard being the workhorse by any means and will continue to involve both backs, as Reich mentioned, a pretty even split. Also, according to Coach Speak Index, a great follow on Twitter, Reich has been one of the most honest coaches about player usage this season. So I think we can rely on Miles Sanders and Chuba Hubbard basically just seeing usage at a pretty even rotation from here on out, as long as they're both healthy. On top of this, the Bears' run defense has been actually really good this season. They added Montez Sweat last week, who's a great run defender, and their linebackers have been playing really well on the season, allowing just 3.26 yards per carry and are 4th in rushing success rate allowed. So I think that this is a solid look here. I would play it down to about 40 rushing yards. My second bet, the Panthers team total to go under 17.5 points. Sounds crazy, especially against the Bears defense that most people don't think are very good, but they're healthy. They've been playing a little bit better. As I already mentioned, they're good in the running game. The Panthers will probably be without DJ Chark as well, who is labeled as doubtful. And the Bears cornerback Jalen Johnson has been playing extremely well this season, ranking as one of the best corners in PFF's grades. I think it's probably going to be a slow, boring game on both sides with minimal scoring. Not to mention this Panthers team have only scored more than 17 points in 3 of 8 games so far this season. So if they're not getting pushed, if there's not garbage time here, I think we're probably going to see a pretty low scoring affair. If you like these bets, make sure to check out 4for4.com where you can get all my official plays and get 25% off of a betting subscription using code YouTube, where I release 15 plus player props each week. Make sure to like and subscribe this video to our channel as well.